All right, so let's see how you did it. So dimes, we know that dimes are worth 10 cents each. So that's what we come to the table with, 0.1. And we know that quarters are worth 25 cents each. So we come to the table with 0.25 there. The number of dimes, I don't know, I'm going to call it X. The number of quarters, I don't know, I'm going to call it Y. The total number of all, I have 103 coins, so that's what goes in there. There's no mixing here. And then the amount of money that I have is my grand total, my total, right? So my total is $15.25. And now the last thing I need to do is I need to apply the total value formula. So I have X times 0.1 or 0.1X, and then 0.25 times Y, so 0.25 times Y. And now I have the equations. Remember, I get one equation from the numbers and one equation from the total values. So my first equation looks like X plus Y is equal to 103. And then my second equation from the grand total, or my total values over here, 0.1x, and then plus 0.25y. Now I just want to let you know that when I put these on tests, it's not often that I'll make you solve them from here. The more important thing to me is that you can write down the equations after giving the setup. If I want to see if you can solve a system, I'll ask you to solve a system for me. And the reason that I don't often make you solve these is because if you incorrectly did it, then you end up in a very frustrated position. So I'm going to go ahead and pause, and I'm going to solve this, and then I'll come back. I'll just flash back to it and let you see the solution, and that way you get the comfort of that. But know that that's not going to be something that I ask often. Okay, so here's your solution. There are 70 dimes and 33 quarters. I did this one again with elimination. I cleared the decimals by multiplying by 100 and then eliminated the x's. Excuse me. All right, now moving on to the next one. All right, hopefully you've tried to outline this one. Let's go through it. Kelly sells 62 shares of stock she owns for a total of $433. Well, that's a grand total of money, isn't it? So it's a grand total of total value. So it's a total, which belongs right in this box here, right? Intersection of those two. So we're going to put in 433, just like that. And then the next thing it says is that the first thing it said was she sells stocks she owns for that value, 62 shares. So this is going to be a number of stocks, isn't it? Because those are the things that she's selling. So those stocks, their total is 62, and those are shares. And now what we're also finding, right, is that we have a value per share, so dollars per share. And now what we're going to hopefully learn is what types of stocks she had. So if the stock was in two different companies, one selling for $6.50 a share and the other one for $7.25 a share, because we're not told names of these, a lot of times what I'll just do is give them real generic names, but generic names that tell me about the values comparatively. So this is the low value, this is the high value. So the dollars per share on the low valued stock is $6.50, and on the high is $7.25. Now these total value problems, we know that there's nothing going on here, so I'll just X that out. And then remember, this is where we start making substitutions. There's some amount here and there's some amount here. They're not the same, they're different, X and Y. And then we use this total value equation to get our expressions for the value of each. So X times 650 gives us 6.5X. Remember, you don't need that extra zero out there. And $7.25 times Y, 7.25 times Y. And this is going to give us equation 1. This is going to give us equation 2. So we'll write those down, and then you can solve that system if you want. I'll come back in the next video and show you the solution, but remember, most of the time I won't have you solve them.